Welcome everyone to the APH virtual summer camp. This is pre-camp day 2. Who's excited to come back for our summer camp all summer long? I am. I'm actually teaching at the end of July STEM camp on a deserted island. So if you like what you see today, make sure you're paying attention to those emails, those reminders. I'm seeing people popping in. It's great to have everybody here and to have you on the other side of the camera who are watching the recording. We're thankful you're here too. Just a reminder, this is day 2. So you might hear me refer back to day 1, some of our problem-solving words, some of the things we talked about. I even left our class on Wednesday. Today is Friday as we're recording this, with a question about, do you know what cookie came about when somebody was solving a problem? So as more people are coming in, I won't tell you that yet, but let me introduce myself. I'm teacher Veronica. I'm seeing Nadia and Peyton joining us. It's nice to have you both. I'm a former elementary teacher. Currently, I'm a homeschool mom. My kids just finished school last week, so I now have a senior in high school, a sophomore in high school, and a 7th grader. I'm also an online teacher, doing fun classes like our deductive detectives. I have a podcast with my younger sister. I'm a white woman. I have very straight, light brown hair, blue eyes, and no glasses. Today, I'm wearing a bright royal blue shirt, which hopefully you think brings out my eyes. But as we're getting settled, as everyone's joining in, let me remind you, I'm going to need you to talk either in the chat box, or I'll give you chances to raise your digital hand. You will need permission to unmute though, so wait till I or somebody else gives you that permission. Don't forget, it's nice to have your name in the corner of your box so we know who's talking. And as always, whenever I'm teaching, we need to have a lot of fun. I get excited to be here, and I hope you're excited too. So, as we get started, let me share my screen and ask you a question as I start the slideshow. Do you think you are a good problem solver? In the chat box, type yes or just a Y or N for no. Are you a good problem solver? I'm seeing a few answers trickle in. I'm seeing some yes and some no's. Let's see if anyone else wants to say if they're a good problem solver. All right, let's keep going. And let me tell you now, about that cookie that was created because somebody had a problem to solve. Did anybody type yes or no in the chat box? Look and find out. Research which cookie was created because of a problem. Let me see what the chat box says. I'm seeing some no's. Good. That excites me because I get to tell you something exciting about everybody's favorite, the chocolate chip cookie. I would guess everyone's jaws are dropping. Your eyes are opening in surprise when I said that. The chocolate chip cookie was created by a woman named Ruth Wakefield. She ran an inn, I-N-N. It's kind of like an Airbnb or a small hotel in your house. And it was called the Toll House Inn. She was the cook and the baker. And one day, as she was making cookies for the people who were staying at the inn, she ran out of baker's chocolate. What does every good problem solver do? They scan the room, look around, and see what else is there to help them solve their problem. So Ruth, her eyes, her glance landed on a bowl of Nestle's semi-sweet chocolate chips. She didn't know what would happen, but she thought, I'll put them in and they'll probably melt into the cookies, but we'll try it anyways. Do you know what happened? The chocolate didn't melt. It stayed in that ooey gooey chocolate chip shape, and thus she created chocolate chip cookies because all of the people at the inn loved that texture and combination. So don't forget, problem solving can not only be helpful, but we can end up with an amazing new food that we all like. Let me show you today some of our vocabulary words we're going to talk about. We have the word define. That's just a fancy way to say describe. We also have the word analyze, which means break it down. The word determine means decide. Implement, big word, just means try it. Just like Ruth decided to implement using Nestle's semi-sweet chips. We also have the word evaluate. Ask yourself, did it work? Did what I think was going to happen happen? Or should I try something different? On Wednesday, we had similar words like problem. It's kind of the same as define. We also had the word solution. It's kind of like implement and evaluate. We had options that we talked about on Wednesday, and those options had advantages and disadvantages. So in those words, we have similar words today that I want to hear you use when we're talking and after class. when you're telling your parents about how much fun you had, what you learned, you're going to impress them using these giant words like analyze and implement. But we have one more word I didn't tell you about, inductive. On Wednesday, we did deductive. Today, we're going to learn about inductive. And inductive and deductive are similar, but we'll talk more about inductive later. Let me tell you about our learning objectives. Let me switch the slide. The first thing you're going to do today is I can describe each step of the design process, that problem-solving method. You should be able to talk about and know each step. Our second objective, and again, this is when I think it's the most fun, I'm going to give you a scenario, and you, students, those watching live, those watching the recording later, will apply your problem-solving skills. And we're going to come up with different scenarios or solutions to the problem. On Wednesday, we had fun talking about the farmer, the dog, the chicken, and the bag of rice. And you guys did a great job solving that problem. So let me stop sharing my screen and ask you a question. Have you ever picked up, held in your hands, something that is circular, that's a circle in its shape? Type yes or no in the chat box. Maybe it's a plate or a frisbee. Let's see, how many of you have held something that's a circle shape in your hands? I'm starting to see a lot of yeses coming in. Good. Now think about, imagine when you're holding that circular shape, could you find an end, the starting or stopping part of that circle? Type yes or no. And think about it this way. If I gave you a fork to hold, would you be able to find the end? Yes. So on that circle, could you find the end? I'm seeing some no's come in the chat box. And I wanted you to think about that shape, that circle, because just like with a circle, there is no end. Sometimes with problem solving, there's no end. The questions can just keep coming. You can explore this problem until you're tired of it. Because every wise adult in your life knows we should always be a lifelong learner. For the rest of your life, you'll be problem solving and asking questions and evaluating and analyzing. So I want to make sure you know what you're doing and how to do it today. Let me share my screen and show you what kind of questions we ask. Every good problem solver uses all of these words. Who, what, where, why, when, and how. Those 6 questions Who, what, where, why, when, and how. When you're problem solving, you use these. So I'm going to give you a chance to use them. I'm going to give you a situation. And in the chat box, type in one of those words. And I'm going to show you how we can just keep asking questions. So here's the scenario. And actually, this is true. About 3 weeks ago, I have 2 sons, and one of my sons broke his toe. In the chat box, type in one of these words. Who, what, where, why, when, and how. And I'll show you how we can answer questions. Let's see who's going to ask the first question. Just that one word. How? Sydney asked. Sydney, my son was on his scooter at the skate park. Great question. How did he break it? On his scooter. Why did he break it? Because, Nadia, he whipped the scooter above his head, and when he brought it back down, he crushed his toe between the ground and the scooter. When did he do it? Good. He did it on a Thursday night. Good questions. What else can you ask? You might even be able to repeat. How? How did it break? It broke when it got crushed because the scooter and his heavy foot was so hard and it smushed his big toe. Let's see what else. Try another word. Is it better? Yes, it is better, but he lost his toenail. Where did he break it on the toe? He broke it probably just below his toenail. Or I could say, where did we go after he broke his toenail? First, we went to see my dad, who's a doctor, and he said, go to the hospital. So where? We went to the hospital. Why was he scootering? I don't know, because he thinks it's fun. All right, let's see if one more pops up in the chat box. One more word question, and then we'll move on. Why? Oh, who? I'll grab who. Who did it? Good question. I have 2 sons. It's my middle child who's named Caden. Excellent. Do you see how asking who, what, where, why, when, and how we can keep asking and answering questions? Now, on Wednesday, we talked about deductive thinking. Today, we're going to talk about inductive thinking. Inductive thinking, let me change my slide. Inductive thinking goes from something specific to general. With inductive thinking, you use words like probably or likely. And often inductive thinking can present a weak argument or a strong argument, or it's a weak decision or a strong decision based on looking at the information. Deductive went from general to specific. It was a valid conclusion or solution or an invalid. So they're similar, but a little bit different. For example, let's pick a boy named Joey. Joey likes horses. Joey likes to milk cows. Joey likes to plant corn. Using inductive reasoning, do you think, type in the chat box, Joey would prefer living in a city, type C, or on a farm, type F? Based on this information, Joey's likes of horses, cows, corn, where would he like to live? Excellent. I'm seeing everybody give the same answer. Joey would like to live on a farm, probably. Good. Let me stop sharing my screen and give you a real situation you've probably used before. Do you realize when you buy one of your friends a birthday gift or a gift for a holiday, you're going to think of what your friend likes and doesn't like. You're going to think about what do they have? What do they need? You're using inductive thinking and you didn't even know it. You have been training for a long time for this. Because would you rather buy your friend a gift or a complete stranger? In the chat box, type in F for friend or S for stranger. Who would you rather buy a gift for? I'm seeing everybody say the same thing. F. It's easier to buy a gift for a friend. That inductive thinking that you're using lets you know what your friend would like. Now, I've got a little bit different question. Have you ever bought a gift for somebody you just met? That gets a little harder. So, I've got a great idea. You're all going to buy me a birthday gift. Just pretend, not for real. My birthday's not even until November. But if you were supposed to buy me a birthday gift today or tomorrow, let me tell you a few things and see which one you would buy. And this is true. I love nachos with jalapenos. One of my favorite meals is called spicy chicken chipotle pasta. And at a restaurant, I always order hot salsa. So if you were to buy me a birthday gift, in the chat box, you're going to type in. And those of you online who are watching the recording afterwards, you don't get to tune out because you're not typing in the chat box. Answer out loud. Would you buy me that candy called hot tamales? They're in a red box and they're about an inch long. They're a cylinder or an oval in shape and they're very spicy. Would you buy me hot tamales or a box of chocolates? In the chat box, type HT for hot tamales or C for chocolate. I'm seeing some answers come in. If you know I like jalapenos, spicy chicken, and I get hot salsa, a good choice to be for the gift would be hot tamales. You're using excellent inductive thinking skills right now. But here's the problem. Sometimes inductive thinking ends up with the wrong solution. You might not always come to the right answer. Let's look at this scenario. Let me share my screen. If it will pull up. There we go. My computer decided to slow down for a minute. Oh, Joey likes the farm. Joey is a boy. Billy likes the farm. Billy is a boy. You might think because Joey and Billy are both boys and both like the farms, you might think that all boys like farms. Would that be correct? If we analyze that solution, is it correct that every boy likes the farm? Type yes or no in the chat box. Good. I'm seeing some correct answers come in. No. Just because two boys like the farm doesn't mean every boy likes the farm. Because if we analyze, we think about it, that would mean you have to ask every single boy in the entire world. Can you imagine trying to find out if every boy in the world likes the farm? That's impossible. So now I need to hear some of your voices. Raise your hand and tell me how you could change that question. Do boys like the farm? So that it is something we could find an answer to.
Boys like.
Teacher Veronica, this is Robin from the background. I want to let you know that everybody who has raised their hand has permission to talk. So you can just call on them whenever you are ready. I see that Mia is already unmuted. So maybe we could go with Mia first.
That works. Mia, what do you think?
Boys likes the farm because probably because they could.
They said everyone.
Oh, Brayden, just a second. Stay muted, bud. All right.
Because they could probably walk the animals and play with them.
Yes, Mia, that's a great question. We could ask which boys like to play with animals. Brayden, how about you unmute and tell us what you think?
I think maybe some boys like to milk cows or feed chickens.
Yes, you could ask a group of boys. Do you like to milk cows or feed chickens? That would help us know if they like the farm. Good job. Thumbs up to Mia and Brayden. Brayden, I'm going to mute you, and Nadia, you can unmute.
What is the favorite thing to do at the farm?
Excellent. That's a great question you could ask. What is your favorite thing to do? Let's see. Jamie, why don't you unmute and tell us what we could ask? Jamie, you can go ahead and talk. Jamie, did you want to try? Oh, you think your mic is broken? Okay, thank you for using the chat box and telling us. All right, great questions about boys in the farm. Now we get into our fun part. Let me remind you of objective 2. Given each scenario, students will apply problem-solving skills. I'm going to give you a problem today, and we're going to work it out together. We'll have more hand raising, more answering questions, taking turns. And for this problem, we're going to use deductive and inductive thinking. So I want those of you on the recording, after you hear the problem, pause the video and think about it for yourself before you start hearing what we talk about in class. And don't forget, we're using that circle-shaped problem-solving method where we're going to define the problem. We will analyze, think about what's going on. We'll determine some possible outcomes or solutions, decide what to do. We'll implement it. I'll be able to tell you if it works, if it doesn't work, and then we'll evaluate all our solutions. So here's the problem. For weeks, visitors in New York City's Central Park. That's a huge park with some hills and grass and sidewalks and a lake to be in, a water fountain. Everybody in New York City loves to go to Central Park. But the problem is there's been people who are getting attacked and their jewelry, their necklaces, their rings, their earrings, their watches are getting stolen. And you and I are all the investigators today. We're going to decide, how is this person, the mugger, getting away with it? First, you need to know, as my team of investigators, that the mugger likes to knock out the victim, bang them on the head from behind, and then while they're dealing with getting hit in the head, he takes their jewelry and runs off. We've already put some police at all the exits. And as every person is coming out of the park, we've checked. The other investigators have checked, and there's nobody leaving the park with jewelry. So, my team of investigators, are you ready? We're going to find out and try to analyze, how could the mugger be leaving the park with the jewels? let's start talking out loud. Raise your hand and we'll define and analyze and determine together. All right. I see Braden's hand. Braden, you can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I have a question and my answer. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my answer first.
All right.
So, so what I think is you said the mugger, right?
Right?
So he or she might be taking all the jewelry, but the suitcase they're hiding the jewelry under something.
Ooh. All right,
Or
Braden.
burying it.
Okay, I like that thought. So,
And I also
before-
have a question.
yes.
So my mom signed me for video.
Oh, you have permission to be on video?
Yeah.
I will let teacher Robin in the background work on that one.
I
Okay.
hear you for that one. So we will save that great request for during camp when we turn our cameras on. For right now, we are enjoying hearing your voice, but good that we have your permission in.
All right.
Back to you, Teacher Veronica.
Thanks. And thank you, Braden. And let me remind everybody, get your permission slips turned in before summer camp so we can see your faces. All right. So I'm going to get back to Braden. Braden thinks the mugger is burying it in the ground. Nadia, hold your solution because first we need to analyze and talk about and determine Braden's scenario. If the mugger's burying them in the ground, type in the chat box, what is something we could see on his hands then as he's leaving the park? If the mugger is burying the jewelry in the ground, as investigators, what should we see? I'm seeing Sydney say mud. Yes. We would be looking for clues with somebody having muddy fingers all the time. Dirt, says Nadia. Yes. So we're going to have to start watching investigators and paying attention if somebody every day has dirty hands. All right, that's one option. That's one potential solution to what our mugger is doing. Does somebody have a different idea of what the mugger could be doing with the jewels? Raise your digital hand. Nadia, I've given you permission to unmute. What do you think?
I actually think the mugger also might be asking other people to take the jewels and take them away from them.
Excellent, Nadia. Maybe he's working with somebody else. Maybe there's more than one person. So, investigators, what would we need to do to figure out if he's working with somebody else? What could we look for every day when people are leaving the park? Type in the chat box. What would be something that could tip us off if he's working with someone else? 2 people. Yes. We could look and see if 2 people are always together in the park? That would be one thing. Excellent, Sydney. What else could we be looking for? Footprints, said Jamie. We could see if there's footprints leading away from the victims who got attacked. Good. All right. Is there somebody who has a different solution to this question? What else could our mugger be doing? How else could he be getting away? Raise your digital hand. All right, Brayden, you can unmute.
So what I think is he could be like the two people could be like hiding. Oh no. So they can go like they're walking out, right? They could have you can check their suitcases or bags to see if they have any like or their pockets to see if they have any like guns or stuff like that.
Excellent. Yes, we could check. But one of the things I said in the beginning was when people are leaving the park, they're not finding the jewels.
Or I mean like guns or
Oh,
cameras.
right. Oh, see how they're knocking out the person?
Yeah.
Don't look for the jewels. Look for the item that's
Weapons.
knocking people out, the weapon. Excellent. That's good thinking too. So, investigators. Jamie or Brayden, great job. I'm going to mute you again though. Investigators, I'm going to help you out. As the lead detective, I actually know what's going on. I'm going to give you a few more minutes and let's see if we can actually solve this. But I'll tell you, the person is not using anything on himself or herself, but we'll pretend it's a boy, on himself to walk out with the jewels. He's put them somewhere else and he's leaving that way. What could you see at a park that would seem normal, that it's not on the person, but you could use to sneak out jewelry? Raise your digital hand. What would you normally see at a park? What things do people take to parks that you could use to leave the park and nobody would look in it? Oh, cooler, somebody wrote. Yes, that's a great answer. If you look in the cooler, you might find the jewels. All right, Nadia, you can unmute. What do you think?
I think maybe a jewelry box.
Ooh, a jewelry box. That would be a good idea. Good job, Nadia. Sydney says a bag. Like a backpack, Sydney? Oh, and Jamie just said a backpack. Excellent. Nadia, is your hand up again? Nope. All right. What else do people use at a park besides backpacks and coolers? Brayden, what do you think? You can unmute.
I think like a beach bag
Yes, a beach bag, that could
or a
work.
suitcase.
Or a suitcase. You don't really see many suitcases at a park though.
I know, but like a maybe like like a tiny one that fits that has like a handle that you drag,
Sure, that could work.
like a beach thing, like a beach size thing.
Yeah, a beach size. All right, excellent, Braden. Jamie just came up with a really good answer of a stroller. Think of how many families go to the park and push little ones in a stroller. Good job. You guys have used some great inductive and deductive skills. Now, I'm going to change it just a little bit. Let's pretend our mugger is not working alone. What if our mugger is working in, I don't want to use the wrong word. Our mugger is working with someone or something else, but it's not a person. What else could our mugger use to help get the jewelry out? But it's not a person and it's not on our mugger. Raise your hand or type in the chat box. Sydney says, a dog. Detectives, my investigators here. Do you think, type in the chat box, a dog could help sneak out the jewels? Yes or no? I'm seeing yes, they can. Oh, so with a service vest even, yes. One of the things people who use inductive and deductive thinking have to remember is don't always look for the most obvious answer. Don't always think it's only this or it's only that. Inductive, deductive thinking means you have to get creative. When we think of the options or we analyze and determine, it's helpful to be thinking bigger, not just what I always see in front of me. Excellent job. Is there any other animal we could use? Raise your digital hand or type in the chat box. Braden, you can unmute.
Like those hens that send like messages.
Oh, a carrier pigeon. Is that what you mean?
Yes, like or it could be like a flying animal that can go really high so people can't see it. And it's only like a ball. You can only see
Yes.
a round ball.
Excellent, Braden.
Or a black thing in the sky.
Okay, yes, good
Or
job.
a drone. It could be a drone.
Oh, a drone. Braden went to something else that I didn't even think of. A drone. Good job, Braden. Let me go to Mia. Mia, you can unmute.
A bird.
A bird, yes. You can train birds to do that. Good job. All right, and Nadia says an elephant. An elephant would be able to carry out a lot of jewelry, but you don't often see elephants in a park. So Nadia is doing a great job of being creative and thinking outside of the box. All right, let me ask one more question because they're starting to pop up. Anything else? Jamie just said in the chat box, a remote control car. That's a great idea. Braden said a drone. Can you think of anything else that the mugger could use, like a remote control car or a drone? Braden, you can unmute.
Maybe like a like okay, maybe it could be like a big slug that goes under the ground and carries all the jewelry and digs itself up and buries it.
Excellent, Braden. Slugs gross me out, so I never would have thought of that one. But maybe there could be a giant slug.
Or a worm.
Or a
a
worm.
snail.
It's a lot of digging for a worm.
Or a snail. Or a beaver.
Yes, you could pick a lot of animals. Excellent, Braden.
Maybe a beaver.
Maybe. All right, let's keep going. Now, a bird-looking robot, said Sydney. A robot, a drone, all of those ideas are great ideas. And investigators, I hate to tell you, we really don't know how. But you've now given all our detectives on the case new things they can look at when they go to Central Park next time. I hope you liked this fun little silly scenario. It's not true. There are no detectives in Central Park looking for a mugger, but it allowed all of us to get creative, to learn how to problem solve. We took a real world possible case. I'm sure there are investigators and police and detectives around the world who have to think about, how is this person committing this crime? There's other jobs where you're constantly problem solving. Doctors and nurses are problem solving. What's wrong? What's going on? What's going to be the best treatment? Moms and dads at home with kids who are crying. Something's wrong. What am I going to do? How am I going to help this person? And guess what? Even you are all problem solving. So real quick, we've got time for 2 people. Give me an example of how you have been problem solving lately. Raise your hand. All right. I'll go with Braden. You can unmute.
I've been problem solving, for example. I mean, this was a long time ago, but I acted with my elbow at the dinner table, which I'm right now at. Well, I was about to grab eat my food with my fork and stuff, but my elbow hit my water with cranberry juice in it.
Oh no.
Water, and it spilled all over the place. Luckily, it was all empty, and I had to Karen my mom wiped the floor, and I wiped the table.
Excellent. So you had to problem solve. How do I clean up my mess? Good job, Braden.
And I'm sorry that I'm sniffly because I'm sick.
Oh, I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's try Nadia. Nadia, how have you been problem solving? You can unmute, Nadia.
Thank you. I've been problem solving by getting to the swing, and I've actually been asking my parents for help.
Excellent. So you've been having to use some mobility and orientation in your problem solving to get to the swing. I like that. Good job. All right, Mia, how about you? You can unmute.
Um, um, like I've been trying to work on my balance.
Yes,
And I have like sometimes one helper and two helpers.
right?
One from gymnastic and one from horseback riding. And
Really, you have two helpers with your balance.
yeah, but
That's
I guess I have one now.
excellent. So you're problem solving on how to keep your balance all the time.
And sometimes I don't even use them.
Even better, because sometimes with problem solving, we gain some new confidence and muscles and some solutions we'll keep forever. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, investigators, students, I hope you've enjoyed this class today. We've talked about defining the problem, analyzing our solutions or our options, deciding if it'll work. We've talked about implementing it. You've all been giving me examples of how you implement your problem solving. And we've evaluated it. So you've done a great job. And today, in your extension activity at home, you're going to pretend you're going to Alex's birthday party. And we're going to use some inductive thinking. Alex likes scooters, riding bikes, playing basketball, and going hiking. He also likes gummy bears, peach rings, and Sour Patch Kids. You're going to list 3 to 5 presents you could get Alex that go along with things he likes, but you cannot get something we've already listed. So he likes basketball, but you can't get him a basketball. Or he likes Sour Patch Kids, so you cannot put Sour Patch Kids on the list. You have to think creatively outside the box. But this has been a great class. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Nadia's saying goodbye. Let me remind you, don't forget to sign up for those summer camps. We're super excited. If you like this class with me, I'll put a little plug in. I'm teaching at the end of July, STEM camp with the deserted island. So thanks for joining us. Have a good day and go be great problem solvers. Goodbye.